Hey, all right, gang. Welcome to your first video lecture here for world history. We're going to talk a little bit about Cambodia here, but first off, I do want to make sure that everybody's doing good. Hopefully, you're doing good. And if you had questions about any of the other work, make sure that you have send me an email, or you can pop into our virtual meeting on Tuesday if you got questions or concerns about anything. But just make sure you're communicating if you have concerns or you have questions or you have problems about any of the work that we're doing here. So let's get rolling with Cambodia here. Hopefully you have this document open with you. This is your notes. You're going to fill these notes out as we go through things. And then the other paper that you're going to want to have open that can be found on Google Classroom is you're going to need this viewing guide here that you will use as you watch 3 different video clips when we're done taking the notes. So make sure you're doing these things, and as you're filling all your work in, make sure you're filling your work in on those documents in a color other than black for me. That way your answers pop out, and I can read them, and I can make sure you're doing your stuff correctly. So let's get going here. So if you open your note paper first, take a look here, and in your box on the left here. Go ahead and answer the question that it's asking you here. It says on your note paper, answer the question. What are your thoughts regarding this image here? We're going to talk about the Cold War in Cambodia. If you see here, it's a tree, and on it says "killing tree against which executioners beat children." So just take a second, jot a couple of thoughts down about it, and just so you know, this is one of the trees in Cambodia that unfortunately was called the killing tree, and they literally beat children and killed them on trees during this Cold War period in Cambodia, where some crazy things happened that we're going to talk about. So Cold War in Cambodia. This is actually their flag. So let's talk about Cambodia. Cambodia gained their independence from France in 1953, and they were an independent nation. They were doing their own thing, but became tangled up in the Vietnam War because a big supply line from Cambodia or for the Vietnamese went through Cambodia, and during the Vietnam War, a group from Vietnam began training a group of Cambodian communists called the Khmer Rouge. In 1975, they actually got control of Cambodia, and they got control of their capital. The capital city is Phnom Penh, and they made Pol Pot their leader, and that's him right there. Right, he became the leader of Cambodia. One of the things that I wanted to show you, Cambodia here, just so you get an idea, on the map. Cambodia isn't a really big country. But if you see it here, it is close to Vietnam. It's got Thailand and Laos. Communist China is just to the north of it. But you can see it's very hot, very, very where it's located out in the world, right? There's the equator right here. It is very hot temperature, jungle area. The Khmer Rouge had a goal in Cambodia, and their goal was to create a Cambodia based on self-sufficiency. They wanted a completely agrarian society, which meant they wanted their country to be all farmers. Based on this type of communism, again, everybody's going to be equal. No social classes. Everybody's going to be a worker. Everybody's going to be a farmer. All right. Now, I don't know about you as you think about this. There are lots of things that I'm good at. There's probably lots of things that you're good at. Even if the government told me that I had to be a farmer and I had to convert everything that I did in my life to being a farmer, I don't know how successful I would be. And we've talked about this before in other countries, like the Soviet Union, like China, where they forced people to do things. Sometimes you're not good at the things they force you to do. In this communist Cambodia, they strive for a community without books, without money, without schools, hospitals, or religion. Remember, in these communist societies, they didn't want people to be educated, right? Easier to convince them to do things when they're uneducated people. They wanted to transform their population to labor workforce. It would strengthen the economy of their country. But unfortunately, people got pretty brutalized there. Things were not good. It's not as simple as it sounds, making everybody agrarian or a farming society. They wanted a strong agricultural base, right? They thought it would be good for the economy. Things were so crazy in Cambodia that after this Khmer Rouge took over in 1975, they like started history over and made it. They called it Year Zero. So that's kind of interesting there. And just like China had a 5-year plan, or China had the Great Leap Forward, Stalin had a 5-year plan, Cambodia had a 4-year plan also. They wanted to eradicate, which means get rid of all the economic, social, and cultural establishments of the old, right? Just like in China, wanted to get rid of the olds. Cambodia wanted to do the same things. And in order to do that, what did they do? They killed millions of Cambodians. The government killed millions to try to establish their communist regime where everybody in theory is equal, right? Because remember, that's the whole idea of these communist societies ruled by a dictator, as everybody equal. But the problem is nobody's got any rights in this country. And like I said, they killed anybody that was against their revolution. The Khmer Rouge tried to eliminate all cities, anybody that lived in cities, any intellectuals, and like I said, wanted to make an all farming society. Anybody that opposed the government, that opposed this Pol Pot guy, that was the leader there, were executed. And similar to China, similar to the Soviet Union, they had this 4-year plan to try to get better, and so many people died from starvation. From 1977 to 1979, over 2 million people were murdered. Not on top of the starvation is not good, right? Not good. This genocide of all the city dwellers in Cambodia. Pol Pot and this genocide here in Cambodia isn't going to last forever. In 1979, the Vietnamese actually came in and overthrew Pol Pot, sent him into exile. By 1993, the United Nations kind of came in and ordered free elections. The Khmer Rouge tried to stay in power in Cambodia, but Pol Pot ends up actually dying in 1998. So even though he was kicked out, he was still around. He was in hiding, and people tried to follow him. But he ends up dying, and since then, the Khmer Rouge is out of power, and they've actually brought a lot of the people who led the genocide in Cambodia on trial. And there's one of the guys who they would have basically what they were the same thing as concentration camps. A lot of these guys have been put on trial, like they're still alive today, and people are being held accountable for some of the bad things that happened in Cambodia during the Cold War here. Okay, so what I want you to do next, all right, on Google Classroom, what you will find for you here are links, and they are links to some videos. And they're little quick 2-3 minute video clips where you're going to watch in order, right? What it says here. I want you to know the exact place. You'll go back, you'll click, you'll watch this video clip of some of the people who led the genocide in Cambodia. Watch the first clip, answer the 4 questions. When you're done with that, go back, look for the next one that said, "We had no choice." That's the second one. Watch that one. And then as you're watching, answer these 3 questions. And then as you finish up with that one, go ahead and click back to Google Classroom. Open this last one here that's called the individual I cast aside. And then answer the 3 questions about that. If you check out the PowerPoint that I posted as well, gives you a quick brief description of what is in each clip. And if you're confused by it while you're doing this, or if you have questions or concerns, or you got problems, remember, you got to reach out, you got to communicate, send me an email, and I will help you, and I will help you answer the questions if you have problems or issues with any of this stuff. I hope everything for you is going well. And again, if you have problems, let me know. Have a great day, guys.